Welcome to ProjectME, the podcast. I'm your host, Tiffany Carter, the founder of ProjectME, multimillionaire entrepreneur, former TV newscaster, money-making expert, female empowerment speaker, and self-proclaimed office supply addict. My mission is to take the mystery out of making big money. Every week on ProjectME, the podcast, I'll share success tips, strategies, and stories from other entrepreneurs, experts, and millionaires, showing you exactly how you can achieve your most exceptional life. Now let's get to it. Are you tired of grinding away to make money, feeling like you need to clone yourself to make your business a success? I know, I was once there too, working 12 to 14 hours a day, 7 days a week with no me time and totally overwhelmed. I knew there had to be an easier and more fun way to make massive money. And that's when I discovered passive income. Fast forward years later, and now I consistently make hundreds of thousands of dollars a year while I sleep and with little of my time. My Lord, is this a freeing and empowering feeling. It's my mission and passion to teach all of you to do the same. So I created the exclusive ProjectME Passive Income Posse, where I directly teach you how to incorporate passive income streams into your life and business. If you desire the same financial freedom I've created, message me on Instagram or Facebook at ProjectME with Tiffany, and I will send you the group application requirements. We're keeping this group small so everyone gets customized guidance and attention. All right, now back to today's episode. Welcome to the Posse and podcast ProjectME with Tiffany Carter. You guys, I have scoured the interwebs to find the right person to bring on to discuss all things digital marketing and in particular, Facebook advertising, because I know so many of you have a lot of questions. There's a lot of misconceptions out there. There's a lot of myths and there's best practices and certainly a lot of mistakes that I see. So I brought on Carly Hartman. She started her first business at 17, you guys. Since then, she has developed 3 global businesses. She is a social media specialist and a Facebook ads consultant. She has her own digital marketing agency on top of it all. What's up, girl?
Hello. Thanks for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
So what made you get into the digital marketing world? You must have some kind of passion for it. So what's the deal with it?
Well, here's the story. I'm currently 23 years old, so I have been doing digital marketing for the past 6 years of my life. So basically my entire adult life, everything I've ever known being an adult has been digital marketing. So I just finished high school and I was like, I know there's something for me. They always trained us to know where you're going to go to college since freshman year. So we were very very well trained to chase after our dreams. And same with my parents always pushing me to just go higher, just go for your dreams and achieve your goals, Carly. So because of all of that, I wanted to start my own company. And so when I was 17, day after high school, zero experience in life, in the real world or business or anything, I started my own jewelry line as a 17-year-old. And so as a 17-year-old, you don't have much money. And I took all my graduation money from high school and invested it into my company. So that's kind of how that started. And I had no money for advertising. Instagram was not a business tool back in the day. Facebook ads were billions of dollars back in the day. So I had to really find out how to do things organically, get organic engagement, get sales through Instagram because that is all I had. I'm a huge advocate now for use what's in your hand to create change, to, chase your dreams and achieve them. But I literally only had Instagram in my hand. So I had to really start using it to make sales. Because of that, my brand ended up going all over the world. We were super popular in Hawaii, Europe, Australia, New York, California, all over. It was just blowing up from Instagram. And that was back again in the day when there was no business funnels really on it, social media, or how do you make money online? It was hard. You had to be self-taught. So I have done that ever since. People started hiring me to do their own things when I was 19 and in college. And I had to quit my barista job because I was so busy with digital marketing. So needless to say, I have worked with so many different kinds of people different clients, nonprofits. I got to raise over $100,000 through Facebook ads alone for a nonprofit when I was 19 years old. So that was kind of
Wow.
a little claim to fame because they were super offline and I got to take them online and make them money. So anyways, I just love making people money. I love using social media to make six figures for clients. And that's kind of how I got started and why I love it so much.
Do you still have your initial business, your jewelry business?
I don't, but I make jewelry on the side for friends.
So that's more of like a hobby type thing for you now.
Oh, yeah. I just use it as a launching pad because who listening right now is happy that they may not be where they started, but you're glad where you are now. That's what I'm a huge advocate for because I'm not a jewelry maker anymore, but I'm so glad I started with that because it has launched me into what I'm doing today.
Well, and you have proof of concept because you actually made money and sold your stuff through social media and had to figure it out, which is a great avenue for the business you have now, right?
So thankful. Yes. So that's the story.
Well, I love this. First off, at like 17, I was not building a business. I was probably going to parties and doing keg stands. Thank you so much.
And that is okay.
Yes, and that's totally okay. Those were fun times. So I want to dig in because I have a really popular group called the ProjectME Passive Income Posse. So where I have women come in and I train them on live trainings every week to develop multiple streams of passive income and what works for their business and also how to ignite it and grow it. And I get so many questions around these two things I'm going to ask you to start out with because it's better to ask a straight up expert, right?
Oh, yes. Thank you.
Okay. So here's the first question. People are really torn because a lot of people, probably like yourself too, started on Facebook because there wasn't an Instagram or Instagram wasn't a business thing. So now, but they started with a Facebook personal page and then maybe they had a business page and now Facebook changed their whole thing, right, last year to where your business page really gets almost no traction. I mean, I'm friends with people who are considered to be legit public figures, not when people put their public figure, which makes me cringe. And they even have, 100, 200, 300,000 followers, and they'll get like 4 likes on a post. Like there's no engagement anymore on those business pages. So the question is, should I have a business page? Should I use my personal Facebook page as a business page, or should I ignore Facebook altogether? So tell me all the things.
So first of all, Instagram is kind of the new number one platform to be on. So first of all, everyone needs to be on Instagram. Second of all, stay on Facebook 100%. And it's not just your personal page. Definitely have a business page. But the main way that you're going to be getting traction, the only reason that I suggest people to have a Facebook business page is to literally run ads through, because you're not going to be getting as much engagement as you are on Instagram. Instagram is more of a community-based thing. It's more of a funneling platform that you can get organic people into your funnel. Facebook, you need to pay to play. And it's been that way for a while, but now it's like really bad because it's such a saturated market to where everyone's advertising on Facebook. Everyone has a Facebook page. So you have to pay a lot more to be seen. However, that is really what you need to focus on with your Facebook business pages. That's why I really highly stress Instagram, because it is so amazing and free. Really, you can also promote on there too. But hashtags are huge on Instagram. There's not hashtag searchable concepts on Facebook, but there are on Instagram. Free engagement, free traction there. So that's what I really recommend with Facebook. Does that make sense? A business page, mostly for Facebook ads. And Instagram needs to be where all of your community-based things happen. The only thing I also recommend for Facebook, the way that you can really monetize it is through Facebook groups. So Facebook groups are also an amazing place to keep your community going, because again, that's kind of the same concept as Instagram. So your business page does not really need that much attention. If you do post on there, make sure it is consistent and you're not just posting once every 5 years. Make sure you keep it at least 3 to 5 times a week if you can. Schedule those things out. But really also don't focus on boosting posts, because boost posts are great. They will get you good engagement, but it only really boosts to the people that, number one, like your page. So it's not even like new fans. It's going to be mostly people that are already on your page. And number two, boosting posts also doesn't get people that are most likely to click on a link or most likely to click on a button. Facebook ads in the back end of Ads Manager, Facebook knows everything about us. So those ads actually know which people are going to click buy now. It's going to know which people are going to click on your lead form and submit their information, but boosted posts don't do that. So if I can save you money in any way, do not boost your Facebook posts right now, as the algorithm is the way where it is at, right? And focus on doing actual Facebook ads in Ads Manager, and focus on Facebook groups and Instagram, your business profile.
So what about their personal Facebook profile? Should they just keep that to be about like their cats and their heart-shaped pizza they ate last week?
I would recommend to obviously keep posting on there too. Those are going to be your most engaged people. But what I do like to share on here too, you cannot obviously run ads on a personal page because it's your personal page. So that's why I recommend a business page. However, on your personal page, that is like the best place to funnel people into your business. Treat it kind of like LinkedIn. You do connections and all those things on LinkedIn. So start friending people in your Facebook groups that you're a part of. Start friending all these like random people that are in your niche, and make sure that your cover photo, this is like really good stuff, you guys. Your cover photo is a huge piece of real estate on any Facebook page. So make your cover photo a lead magnet for the people that are coming to your personal page. Why? Because personal pages are way more inclined to get more connections because it's you. Like you are on there more. They know that it's an actual person. So make your cover photo a lead magnet. What I mean by that is saying, do you need more leads for your business? DM me right now and I will start the conversation. And then people will start DMing you. So make sure you're utilizing all that real estate as best as you can, and keep posting on your personal page about your cats and your food, but also start connecting with people outside of your niche, outside of your normal friend group. Find Facebook groups in your niche, friend those people, get the conversation going.
And what I would say is also important, right, is when you're friending these people in these groups, make sure, and tell me if you agree or not, but make sure on your personal Facebook page, it is at least clear what your business and brand is, right? So these people don't land on the page and go, oh, she has a cute cat, and that's all they get out of it, right?
Right. So that's why make sure that you're well branded with your profile picture, your cover photo, and your bio. Because right now Facebook has a nice little bio section. So don't just be like, I love sunset walks on the beach, but have it be more, do you need more clients for your business? DM me right now. Things like that to get people immediately in your DMs. You guys, honestly, the DMs are the place where business happens. So get people into your messages on Instagram and Facebook, because that's where the conversation starts. I'm all about genuine sales and not like invading people's personal space. So if you can get people into your DMs, sliding into the DMs, you're able to send people links to products. You're able to send them to calendar bookings. It's such a powerful tool for sales online.
So you mentioned, right, the real estate in terms of the visual real estate on your personal Facebook page. Well, and also your business. And what you're suggesting is for that banner image, not the small like avatar picture of you, but the actual banner image, you can put text in there. You can create it on Canva and give some sort of call to action there, right?
Exactly right. And Canva is the best place to do it.
So I'm all about the DMs. You guys all know I'm down with the DMs. Like anywhere I'm interviewed or anything, people are like, how should I reach out to you? I always say the best way to get me is to DM me on Instagram at ProjectME with Tiffany. Now, with that being said, right, what's the deal with Facebook Messenger? Do you feel that people should be driving traffic and encouraging people to use Facebook Messenger? Because that's gotten a bit noisy too.
It is. I mean, I get thousands of messages a day saying, so and so's been hacked. Don't friend them. And you're just like, oh my gosh, this is enough. Who is spreading these things? So I think DMs on Facebook are just as powerful. I've had a few client calls just this week from my Facebook DMs. So they're the same as Instagram DMs. Other than the fact that there's going to be two areas for DMs on your Facebook. So if you have it for your personal page and also for your business page. So what I would highly suggest, number one, for your business page, to set up an automated response for your DMs. That way you can improve the response time on your page, and it will get people immediately inclined to start talking to you. So set up a nice little automated response. You can do it right there in your settings on your Facebook page. And then the other way is the personal messages on your personal account. And what I would highly suggest is to funnel people into there through your cover photo, because that's the first thing they're going to see when they friend you. And then they're going to ask you a question. Make sure that you're constantly checking your Messenger app in the message request section, because sometimes people can miss messages because they're not popping up because it's like a stranger. They don't know. Facebook doesn't know if you know them. So just keep checking that message request box and answer those questions, funnel people just like you would on Instagram. It's pretty awesome stuff.
Interesting. So I did not know that there was, I call it like the other DM box for Instagram, because you're right. If I didn't check that, I would lose out on tens of thousands of dollars. So there's that same section you're saying in Facebook Messenger, which is the quest section, right?
Yep, exactly.
Interesting. So basically it's like, I have a process with my coordinator to also check, the info at ProjectME with Tiffany, make sure the junk mail is at least checked like once every 2 days, because it's just sometimes things go to junk that are actually really freaking important. So it's no different than that. You have to take a look at that. This is really good stuff. See, I knew this, and I don't even know you, but I knew. That's why I have a knack for picking guests who know what's up. And you guys, we live probably 8 miles away from each other.
That's crazy.
The power of Instagram, and I slid into your DMs. Thank you so much.
Yes, you did.
And can I tell you, girl, how many people, which is sad, which is a lesson for all of you, right? Because we move very fast and furious, successful business people. We don't have, it's not like I have hours and hours that I scour for guests, right?
Right.
So if she took 3 days to get back to me, I would have already moved on. Even 2 full days, I would have moved on. But you practice what you preach and you check it consistently.
Yep, 100%.
See? So you could have missed out on that. So There's the point.
Another thing too, for everyone under 10,000 followers on Instagram, don't be sad that you can't do a swipe up feature on your Instagram. It's actually even better, because you are able to lead people directly to your DMs. Hey, DM me for the link. If you want it, just start the conversation, because I always love to use the example of when you're in a mall and people are trying to make you smell their perfume and buy their products in the kiosks. They're amazing people, of course, but sometimes it's just invading your space and you're like, please stop. I don't want to try that. And you keep running away. That's the same kind of thing with DMs. So make sure that we have this genuine approach when it comes to Instagram. And you can just literally, without 10,000 followers, hey, DM me for the link. Get the conversation started, you guys. Don't just do the sale, but also ask them, how are they doing? How else can you help them on Instagram?
Love this. Now, one feature about Facebook that does not exist on Instagram is on Facebook, right? Like you said, you can go into groups, that you're already in and add people as friends where you can see there's a connection, where it's not like you're being a weirdo. And you don't have to worry about rejection. Either the person accepts you or they don't, right? And there isn't that feature on Instagram. So how do you recommend people go out and connect, behind the screen, so to speak, with new people who could perhaps be their ideal client? Do you just send someone a cold DM?
This is on Instagram, you're saying, right? Yeah. Well, what I like to do is search hashtags. So if you could just start right away, you as the listener, whoever, find a hashtag right now or whenever you're ready that is your niche. So let's say, because I'm a fashion blogger too on my Instagram. So what if I just looked up hashtag fashion blogger? And I actually train bloggers like how to become bloggers. So it actually would be perfect for this example. I go on my hashtag fashion blogger, go through, I engage with these people on these hashtags. So kind of like the first 10 photos that pop up, the most recent ones, engage with them, like their photos, comment on their photos. Oh my gosh, where'd you get that shirt from or whatever? Really engage with them. And then I'd be able to even send a DM to them saying, hey, like, I love your page. You are so cute. Like, I love your style. Would love to connect sometime. And that's kind of how I would start the conversation. And then they'll reply back to me. And that way it's not invasive. I'm not, obviously, if they don't need my services, I'm not going to like, hate them forever. I'll at least make a friend. So just kind of like connecting that way on Instagram is great because we sometimes don't utilize the hashtags like we should. The hashtags are a complete free way to find your ideal client because they're hashtagging like help me or like they're hashtagging find me, That's why they're hashtagging. They want more likes on their photos and more comments. So go do what they're asking for. And hey, you might find a few new clients. I've gotten many clients that way. And I'm actually like traveling the next few weeks, meeting people from Instagram that I've been friends with forever. So things like this happen all the time. So just
absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, you mentioned earlier that hashtags don't really matter on Facebook. So does that mean you should leave them off?
Yeah, unless I like to recommend using a hashtag on Facebook if it's some sort of campaign that you're running as an all-channel offer or an all-channel campaign. So that's when hashtags would be fine on Facebook. Like I would use it for my nonprofits, like hashtag feed 500 people or whatever our campaign will be called. But you cannot search hashtags on Facebook. On Instagram, they're searchable. Instagram is a social media platform, but it's also kind of like a searching platform too when you use hashtag features. But on Facebook, you can't search hashtags, but you can search, groups. You can type in little keywords and they'll pop up. Keywords are important, but not hashtags on Facebook. So I would recommend leaving them off. And then if you need a hashtag for your campaign, that's fine. Just so that way it's like, uniform, but it's just going to look weird if you have a few hashtags on your Facebook page post. People are going to be like, does she know what she's doing? Do they know what they're doing? You know what I mean? So just don't use hashtags on Facebook if you can.
Now, here's what happens, and I know you can relate as, you're an entrepreneur too. Especially people who've not yet had enough revenue where they feel they can hire extra help, all the things can get very overwhelming, right?
Yes.
And so there's a tendency I notice, when clients come to me or people want to get in the posse, it's like, wait a second. So you're telling me that, okay, I can connect my business Instagram to my business Facebook, but now my personal Facebook doesn't connect. So I'm going to have to actually do like fresh posts, like manual posts, so to speak, on there. And it gets really convoluted. So is there any of this stuff that you would recommend automating?
Yes. So my goal is to streamline our lives and make it as, less intimidating as possible. People hire social media managers because, they have a lot of time on their hands to do this when you have to go do your business, which is why that's great. But if you can't hire someone, that is fine because you have automation tools that can do it for you. So, I would recommend later.com, later.com. It's a free account, I believe, up to a certain point. And that's an amazing scheduling platform. You can schedule Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram on there. There's also Hootsuite, of course. Hootsuite is great. I just like Later of the layout that they offer. I just think it's really cool. So later.com is great. Hootsuite is great. Also, the Facebook scheduling tool is great. It's already on Facebook on your business page. As far as your personal page, you're going to have to do that yourself. That's not an automated way. There's nothing about it to be automated. So you're going to have to still post that yourself. But on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter, you can always automate that way through Later or Hootsuite. What I also like to recommend is batching out your content, like a batch of cookies. You're going to batch out your posts. So I like to do a whole month of content in like an hour a month. And it's really possible if you really nail it down to a science with this. if you sit down, when the first month starts and you're ready to do the next 4 weeks of content, I like to suggest 3 to 5 posts a week if you're able to do that. So just write out all the dates of the posts from this date to the next 4 weeks. Write out all the dates of the posts. Go through on a Google document, really. And it's great even if you have a team, they can go through it, make edits and see what's going on, what you're going to be posting and approve things. But you put your photos and all of the dates and then put all your captions and all the dates, have special holidays there. Sometimes you have to talk about holidays in your business. So lay that all out, and then you're done after you're doing all the content, go through, schedule it all out, and then you're literally done making content for the month. And then you can become so far ahead of the game that you're like 3 months ahead. So there's many ways to save you time by doing this. I even train some of my clients when they're like transitioning out of using me. I'm like, hey, here's how you do this. So really try that and try to batch it, try to schedule it, and you're going to be like really streamlined to not have to think about it until the next month.
Now, one thing that is one of my favorite tools is Instagram stories and Instagram Live. Like, that's my jam.
Yes, my jam.
So there are some platforms that claim that you can schedule an Instagram stories. I've not tried it yet. So what is your thought about using a platform where you can schedule some of your Instagram stories?
Well, I have not tried that yet either, and here's why. It's kind of a deep thing I'm about to say. What I like to say is like it's a social media platform, and the goal of it is to be social. The goal of it is to communicate with your followers, and if you're going to be scheduling absolutely everything, then why are you even on it? Is that a good question to ask? I just wanted to put it out there. If you're going to be wanting to grow your online business or grow your business online, it's really important that you connect with your audience, or else why are you on the platform? So for stories, I would say don't mess with the algorithm. I mean, Instagram doesn't even like when you schedule on the outside, like from a third party, because of the algorithm. They want you to post manually. And Instagram can tell what's posting for you, which is crazy. So for stories, I'd recommend to do them yourself and to really be in time with it. I know that it can be really consuming because I suggest at least 3 stories a day. But really give people the behind the scenes on your business. Really start directing people into your DMs. If you can view your stories as more like a more engaging funneling system. I think stories are way more important than in-feed posts, if I'm being honest. So stories are huge. So start trying to create story strategies that are going to be filtering people into your DMs to make sales. It's going to be powerful. And same with live videos. Live streaming is the future. It is the best thing ever. So make sure that you're scheduling out live streams, talking with your audience live. That also filters people into your DMs.
Now, some people practice, some of my, boss babe friends, they practice, they go live 5 days a week, and they have the same time, around the same time they go live every day. Some of them have branded their lives, right? And because and they'll go live on both Facebook and Instagram at the same time. Do you see any benefit to going live almost every single day?
I see benefit in it when I'm actually doing with one of my clients right now, and we're kind of seeing how it's not really generating a lot. So it's a huge science, social media. So make sure that when you set a plan, be ready to change it in a few weeks if nothing's working. That's why I love analytics and statistics. But I do see a benefit depending on your niche. For me, I would go live every day teaching free social media advice. That's going to be great because number one, it helps my audience grow, but it also will filter people into clients if they're really serious about growing more. So in businesses like that, I would say go live to train people. I would say go live every day to give free value and free content to others. If you're just going to go live just to chat and whatever, then maybe, once a week, because that's like, it's just going to kind of not waste your time, but it's not really going to bring a lot in. Of course, if there's a huge event happening, go live, record it for sure. People can discover you off of live videos, and that's great. But definitely test it out. It's a science. See if you're getting a ton of traction from it. But hey, live streaming definitely takes consistency too. And it's like a live television show. So you got to like build it and they will come, keep growing it and don't just give up after like 2 days. But if you're seeing after like a month or even a few weeks or a few months that nothing's really happening, then maybe adjust the strategy a bit, go live less.
And the word I always use when it comes to all forms of digital marketing and traditional marketing is experiment. And I don't mean like one time. Experiment, because what might work really great for, girl number 3 is not going to work in your business. Maybe everyone's unique. Her style's unique. Their business is unique. Their niche is unique. So some things just don't work. And therefore your audience is unique, right?
Exactly.
If you're already really uncomfortable on video and doing stories is like you at your max, right. I probably would not advise for you to go live every day unless you're trying to like desensitize yourself and get better.
Yeah, exactly.
So here's what a lot of my audience, I always like channel what they're wanting to know, but I also know because in my Facebook group, they ask me direct questions about it. So I'm a big believer in passive income. Okay. Obviously I do active income, I do one-on-one coaching and things like that, but passive income, meaning network marketing, affiliate sales. And you're a blogger yourself. So I know you're familiar with affiliate links and all of that. Right. And I teach this stuff, right? And I will get feedback from people going, Tiffany, I put up, I created my Amazon store last week and no one's bought anything. And it's like, right. Right. Like, so how do you speak to that, if you would, a little bit? Like, what does it take to really start seeing sales coming in from things like affiliate links or an Amazon store? Like, take us through what really works and what it takes since you've done it.
Yeah, those are really great questions. And I've gone through those struggles too. What you really got to do is create a funnel for yourself. So, and it's kind of a huge topic to just throw out there, but having a funnel of like, really having a strategy plan for every time you have to advertise something and post something, like your Amazon store, treat it as if like you are a blogger for your own Amazon store. Like, if I was having I'm actually creating my own Amazon store right now for my fashion choices. And, I'm going to be a model for those things. Like I'm going to take photos in my Amazon store products and then link it in my story or in my DMs for people. Right. And I'm going to say, swipe up for my pants or swipe up for my blazer or DM me for the link to my outfit, and doing things that way. Because if people are not going to be aware that you have a store, and the best clients are the ones that are already in your network, that are already your connections, right? So start posting about it as if they don't even know that you have it, because they probably don't. And it takes people a ton of times to see something and actually act on it. So just start treating yourself like a blogger in the sense that you already have your own Amazon store, but start posting about the products that you're using in your everyday lifestyle. People always ask me all the time, where did you get that, whatever, phone case? Where did you get that water bottle? Where did you get that like essential oil diffuser? And they just ask me these questions because I'm using it in my everyday life. So just really make it a lifestyle. And really show how you're using these products in your everyday life. And you just have to keep pushing it. You have to keep promoting it. You can go live about it if you really want to. You can put it on your story. You can link them to your bio. You can put them in your DMs. Whatever you want to do, just have a strategy plan to keep promoting it, because no one's going to know about it if you don't tell them.
Right. It can't be, you guys, like, because my next question is always to quantify. So I'll say, okay, well, how many times did you talk about this and where? Well, yes. I wrote a blog post and I did a post on Instagram. So you did 2 posts and you expected to make money. Like, are you Kim K? Like, yes. I mean, seriously. And if you don't already have this supersized audience of highly engaged people, you guys have to work for it.
You do.
You have
Such
to work
a saturated market. You have to work for it.
So how do you recommend people to grow their Instagram following, and I'm sure this is probably the number one question you get. I actually really feel I have a few girls that I coach, and I really feel for them because they really are doing all the things. They really are using appropriate hashtags and highly utilizing them. They really are posting every day, and it's really good content. They really are going live, not 3 times a day. Like, they're making sure that circle's always lit, as I say. They're solid. They're doing all the things, and it's still at a snail's pace. So what are these people missing?
Well, I know it's definitely the most important question. You need to be following people in your niche. And I like this like follow method because you have to change your perspective of Instagram from a popularity contest to a business opportunity. So when I talk about my follow unfollow method, I'm not saying, oh my gosh, just to grow the numbers. The point of it is to literally put your name in someone else's feed like it's a business card. So that's why you have to have a beautifully branded Instagram, be doing all the things for your Instagram. But when you are following other people, don't think of it as, oh my gosh, I look so desperate, like I'm trying to get new followers. No, I view it like a business card. If your bio is really well branded and you're all set up to receive clients on Instagram, then when you do that follow method, but follow unfollow method of just putting your name out there and like following people in your niche, that's really going to be good because people, just like with a normal business card, people don't always call you on your business card. Some do, some don't. So some are going to follow you back and some are not going to follow you back. But if you don't put your name out there, it's going to take forever for them to find you. So the ways you do that is this is the, organic way that's never
That's why I wanted you on, because I just knew you were going to keep it real. You guys aren't going to like what she says because it takes a shit ton of time. That's why I hired someone to do it for me. Go on.
I know.
You cut out. You cut out there a little bit. Turn off your video if it's on.
Okay.
You cut out a little bit, and I don't want anyone to miss any of this because I know they're like holding with bated breath for this answer.
Yes. Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay, great. So, there's obviously bots out there that will do the job, but Instagram will literally find you and like track you down. It knows when you're doing it this way. So just be careful with the certain bots that you use. Okay. That's always going to get you there quick, but you have to make sure that it's not fake followers, and please don't buy followers. First of all, that I hope is number one across the board. But the way that you're going to be finding people, it takes time. When you're standing in line at the airport, when you're standing in line at the grocery store, when you're doing things that you literally can be on your phone doing this, do this. Go to your hashtags, go to the most niched hashtags for you. Find people in your category, like I said, fashion blogger, lifestyle blogger, mommy blogger, whatever it is that you're searching for. Go to those hashtags, comment, engage, like, follow those people. And go to the likers of other people's followers in your niche. So let's say I was someone in your niche. Go to my Instagram account, go to my most recent post and my likers, because the liker people and the commenters are the most engaged people on my page. You can guarantee that they're seeing my post because they're liking them. So then go through and follow my people. So that way you're not just following me, Carly, but you're also following my people who like me. Therefore, they might like you too because you're in my niche. Does that make sense?
Totally makes sense to me. And if you guys are lost on this, here's what I want you to do. I want you to slide into my DMs into Carly's. And I pulled up your Instagram, make sure I had it right. So she's at Carly Hartman. So there's no underscore or anything. CARLY Hartman. And if for some reason you forget, mine at ProjectME with Tiffany. And I'll make sure to connect you guys so that, she can further answer the question or clarify it for you. So I'm looking at her feed right now, you guys. And this is the point about how you don't have to have hundreds and hundreds of thousands of followers to make cash. So she has 12.4 thousand followers. Number one, PS, notice I had her on as a guest and not someone who has 500,000 followers. Because guess what? I could give a fuck. How about that? But I'm looking at her feed, right? And I noticed that you have quite a few sponsored posts from big companies like Oreos, Sherry's Berries. So how in the hell did you get sponsorship or sponsorship posts when you don't have like, a celebrity level following?
Oh, such a good question. So, this is like what I teach people all the time, because it is so possible for you, no matter your following, no matter how big or small you are. I am very small in this big pond of Instagram, and I'm still getting sponsorships from really big companies. So the way that you do it is I actually have a 4-step blogger process really quick that I'll share with you. Step 1 is to make yourself a website or have someone make it for you. Step 2 is to brand your Instagram. Step 3 is to reach out to brands through DMing them, emailing them, and having a media kit. And step 4 is growing your following. That's the biggest recipe for becoming a great lifestyle blogger. And the reason why I say that is because you're already using Instagram. Why not be making some extra side cash from other companies while you're doing it? You're already creating content. You already love it. So why not be making extra money on the side by promoting other brands and even your own? So with this, you want to make sure that you are reaching out to companies, DMing them, people that are, 20,000 followers or less. So they're not huge to start off with. DMing them, hey, I love your brand. I think that we both, align with our messages really well. I would love to collaborate with you. Super simple, super introductory, just very conversational. And then they will take the conversation from there. If they like you, great. If they don't, that's fine. Rejection is good. You know that that's not the right one to work with, and it's good practice. And then you're going to have to probably DM them your media kit or email them your media kit and get the conversation going that way with your shipping address and all of those things. So that is a way to start getting brand deals like right now and getting free products. I get everything in my life for free pretty much through blogging. So I love telling people how to do it too, because it is so possible.
But your blog, which I've not looked at, but now I'm making an assumption, which obviously means it's likely not true. I'm making an assumption you have some like famous blog in order to get a company like Nabisco, aka Oreos, even interested in writing you back. Am I right? Wrong?
I do not. So
Okay.
Actually, my biggest blog channel is my Instagram, and my blog doesn't even get like a ton of views on my website because I don't really push it that heavily unless I'm being paid to. But for Instagram, the biggest way for us bloggers to get out there is to join blogger networks. So if you can research blogger networks, they're already working with big brands and they have to find micro influencers like us. Micro influencer is someone with under 100,000 followers. So that's why, they really love micros like us because we are really engaged with our audience. I work with a lot of celebrities. I have a celebrity agency where I make the money on Instagram through paid posts. And so I love it, and they make a ton of money, right, for a post. But honestly, my smaller following clients make more than my huge celebrities because honestly, they would rather have a more engaged, targeted following than a celebrity with millions of followers that's not always engaging with their audience.
Right. They might click like because you're in the picture or you took a picture with a product or whatever, but it's not generating many comments, conversations, or conversions, right?
Exactly. And that gets me into influencer marketing, the statistic where every dollar a company spends on an influencer to market for them, they make $11 back in ROI. So that's why influencer marketing is so huge. So if someone spends $100 to, sponsor you, they're most likely going to make $11 back per dollar they spent on you, which is why influencer marketing is so huge.
I mean, traditionally, in this, I use the word traditionally, and here we're in like this rapidly changing market. But I mean, in my experience, right, I'm someone who goes more so for sponsorships So I have sponsorship packages,
Yep.
which include, X mini posts and Y mini stories and ads, on my podcast and things like that. So going after these brands for individual posts, is the method still, the method of payment still for every $10,000, we pay you X per post?
Yeah, I would say that because usually every 10,000 followers, it's about $100. So, 20,000 would be 200. And obviously it just depends on the package. That would be for like one post though. So that's my most popular rate that I, use with my clients and myself. So that's just a general rule of thumb. Every 10,000 followers, around $100 for payment.
So if you're doing, let's just say, so then for you, it'd be like, 120 a post, which, you don't want to saturate your feed, even though I know you love a lot of things. I'm sure you're like me. Like I'm a spaz. I love so many things. Right. But it's like if 5 out of 7 of my posts each week were sponsored content, I think that would turn off my audience. So do you have a ratio that you have people follow where before it becomes like, okay, she's just like a walking billboard?
Yep. So I say, every other post can be a sponsored post in my general book of rules, because it also depends on what your Instagram is for. I personally have like 3 different like companies I'm constantly advertising for, and I do brand deals. But if you're like just a fashion blogger, then every single photo better be an ad, because or at least like a posed, fashion photo, because that's what you're doing your Instagram for. So I don't know. I just love following fashion bloggers because I love seeing their style, and I will totally buy some of their stuff because every single post they do is, linked to to know it and whatever. So it just depends on what your Instagram is for. For people like us that love tons of things, I would just suggest creating posting categories. Every 5th photo post about your blog, or every 5th photo post about your business. Every 5th photo post a selfie of yourself. Kind of create categories that are going to be cycled to where you can just always create content, because you're never going to have a shortage if you create categories for your business and posting cycles for yourself.
I love it. That could be a whole episode in of itself. I know people's wheels are turning oh my God, I thought you had to have millions of people, even though I told them, but that only goes so far. It's like, okay, well, Tiffany told me, I believe her, but maybe Tiffany's a unicorn. So I'm really glad that, that I have you on to also share that. Plus, sometimes people think, because I have been on TV, they think, well, but you've been on TV, you speak all over. And it's like, so there you go, guys. You don't have to have any of that. You just have to be really strategic about all of it. So I saved the best to last because I know people are really, really wanting to know. So let's look at paid content. So it's very difficult for people to navigate because, like we talked about earlier, both Facebook and Instagram, they're both owned by Facebook, but they highly encourage you to boost posts, right? Mm-hmm. And you said, basically you said, don't fall for it, right?
Yep. Yeah.
So what do you think someone, right? Not someone who doesn't have, a ton of capital to invest, but is willing to experiment, because ads are still experimental. Okay. So willing to experiment, how much would you say they need to pay to play? Is it $50 a day, 25 a day?
Okay. So this is for Facebook advertising, right? Or for both, are you saying?
Both.
Okay. So first of all, don't just boost a post on Instagram, on the platform. Don't do that. Do the ad through Facebook. So I promise you will thank me later. That's just going to kind of be a waste of money. So for Facebook, do your ad, choose the best optimization. And what I mean by that is it'll ask you, how do you want to best optimize this ad? Traffic, lead generation, awareness, reach, whatever. Choose the best option there, because again, Facebook knows who is most likely to click on a form. Facebook knows who is most likely to click on a link. Facebook knows who's most likely to download an app from your ad. So make sure that you're choosing that optimization correctly. And then targeting comes into play. So targeting is the most important thing. I would highly recommend first to not do tons of things in your targeting section, like, entrepreneur, women entrepreneurs, mommy bloggers, like, thousands of different things to target. Like, start off with one. And then really try to just test the market. Testing is like the biggest thing I can leave you with. Test with $5 a day. And I say that because run it for about 3 days. $5 for 3 days. See how much you've gotten either subscribed or whatever. So, of course, there's a whole other thing that we should talk about later, I guess, on having a funnel for your ads. Because if you're just going to say, hi, buy my $5,000 program on an ad, unless it's like a retargeting ad, no one's going to click on that. So make sure that you at least have like a funnel set up, okay, to like sign up on your email list, download a freebie, whatever. So let's say you're going to do an ad for your freebie to just build your email list. Then set up the ad, make it look pretty, target just like one group of people. Make sure it's like at least 1 million people in your audience, okay? Because you want there to be enough people that it can push to. And then do $5 a day for 3 days. If you're not getting at least like 1 to 2 new subscribers a day, then that's not a good audience. And that's how I'm able to test. And that's how I'm able to see for my clients. And then the next set of testing, maybe just try like a different audience, a different target market there, and see if that one works well. And then if you're getting good subscribers, then start to scale the ad or make a whole new ad with more money behind it. And with that, $20 a day, $50 a day is like literally fine to start after you've tested and after you've seen that the audience will actually get you results.
What is your theory about utilizing Facebook and Instagram ads where it's not going to a funnel, meaning like a freebie for, an email or a webinar or something like that, but it's to get people to actually follow you. It's to increase your followers. What do you think about, is there a strategy to do that where you can it's a honest way to buy followers, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Right. That is true on Facebook, not so much on Instagram. There's not an ad to run on Instagram to get more followers. With that, you would have to pay for followers, which I don't suggest at all because Facebook will delete them. But for Facebook, you're able to run a page-like campaign. And if you target non-English speaking countries, you're able to get a ton of likes for super cheap. Okay. Like I do ads like that where I'm able to spend like $150 in 1 week. I can get people to 10,000 page likes because of the countries that we target, but it's something that you can try. Try targeting countries that are not English speaking and do a page like campaign and run it for like $100 for a week or something. And then just see how many page likes you get. You'll get a ton. And that's what's great because they're just like, they're real people, but they're not targeted clients. So don't, bank on that. But if you wanted to boost credibility of your page, that's the way to go.
And in order to maybe boost traffic or eyes, if people have like a YouTube channel or, a podcast, which I know you just started a podcast, which I'm going to be on, you guys, by the way.
Yeah.
So I've seen some of my, good friends who are popular podcasters. I've seen them run campaigns where it is literally just driving traffic to their podcast on iTunes or to their YouTube channel. I guess because the call to action, right, can be to subscribe or subscribe, watch, subscribe, listen. Do you feel that really is worth spending that kind of money?
I say no, but it's not that it can't be done. It totally can. I just don't think that's a great way because you may not be getting a great return on investment. But it is possible, of course, but I would not recommend that.
I can say from my experience, because I don't mind experimenting. Like I tell people, create your own little Facebook ad fund where it's almost like you go to Vegas with it. And if you lose it, you lose it.
Exactly. I love
Instead
that.
of being such a freaking out, since when is there a guarantee that every, dollar you spend, you get two back? Like if that was if that was a guarantee every time, I would like empty out all my bank accounts. So it's like I've experimented with that and trying to get more eyes, targeted eyes on even my Instagram, like when I first started. And I did it for my podcast, and I can tell you, I didn't really get much out of it.
Right. Exactly.
It wasn't like, and you would think, well, God, if people heard, because you see and hear advertisements for like new TV shows and movies and stuff. So why wouldn't that work for a podcast or a YouTube channel? I'm not quite sure why.
Right. I mean, it's not that it won't work. It's just that like it's not the best way because, well, I mean, it is like you're targeting people. It's the best place to do any sort of ad is on Facebook for sure. So I'd recommend try it, test it. Like you're saying, your Vegas fund, that is so funny. So try it. I think that'd be awesome. And please teach me how. But I would just recommend to really be sharing it, through Facebook groups and things like that, because it's like more engaged. But hey, go for it. Just test it. Like I said, the testing method of $5 a day with that main audience that you're going to try and see if it works. And hey, what do you have to lose? I say go for it. Do it.
And a lot of people who are into the whole network marketing thing. I mean, it's not a new business model, but it's a new booming thing. And a lot of listeners in the show have a network marketing component of their business. I'm a big advocate for, as I've said earlier, passive income. So I'm a big advocate of having, if it makes sense to your life and your brand, why not add network marketing to it, right? Add network marketing, add affiliate marketing.
Yeah.
But what I notice with network marketers is they get really frustrated in trying to get people to engage with them. Not really getting that many new eyes or not getting people in their DMs. So what are some common mistakes that you notice people are making when it comes to trying to get people to engage?
Yeah. Well, I actually coach a lot of MLM people because everyone that's listening, that is a part of network marketing. I love you. This is not, against you. I'm just saying I get DMs every single day. Hey, I think you're so pretty. You should be a model for my product. And
oh God.
And I'm sorry. I'm so old. Like I get that all. And in different ways, shape and form, which is great. And I love those people that reach out to me because I'm just like, oh my gosh, like this is great. And you're so bold, but can I help you like change this marketing structure where you're not like trying to, because what it feels like to me that you're trying to like trick me to buy your product. I'm just being honest. So with my network marketers, the way that you can start getting people flooding into your side of the internet is really if you treat your network marketing business as your own business, with whatever it is you're selling, if you can really treat it as if it was your own company, because I mean, it is your business, you started it. So how are you using it in your everyday lifestyle? I think the biggest issues are really when you are not showing, like instead of just telling. So when you're just going to tell me you have a business that you want me to model for and like buy for $300 or something like right now, I'm not going to listen to you right away. But if you're going to start conversation with me, get to know me, form a relationship on Instagram with me where you're like commenting on my stuff, vice versa, and you're like using your product all the time and you're showing me the results and you're putting on your stories and you're going live and you're talking about, all your non-toxic healthcare stuff, that's amazing. And I think the products are awesome. So really the biggest mistake I think is when people don't show how the products actually work. Because a lot of times I'm just like, okay, you're just doing this for the money, right? If you're not going to show me how the products are working, really start to formulate an Instagram strategy where you're using these products in your everyday life, because you should be if you're selling them, right? And then I'm going to be like, oh my gosh, your makeup look is awesome. Where do I get all those products? Or, oh my gosh, your hair is gorgeous. What are you using? Get me to start asking you questions. And you do that by posting about how you use the products.
I love that. That makes so much sense, because I also think usually when people are not getting the followers or sales or traction, aside from mindset stuff, which is a key component. But it also is, you guys really aren't being honest about your consistency and doing all these manual things that Carly shared today, like going on, other people who are your ideal client and going on and following them and liking and commenting on their posts and then sending them a genuine DM. Like,
yes,
that it takes so much time that I hired someone who I totally trust, who is in alignment with my brand and me, to be an extension of me to do that. That's how much time it takes.
Yes, exactly. It's a full-time job. So, but that's just how you do it right. And Instagram and Facebook are flooded with users. There's like billions of daily active users. Okay, I could go through the whole statistic thing with you if you wanted me to, like how many posts happen in a day, blah, blah, blah. So your audience and your clients are out there. You just have to go find them. And it's going to take time, but an attraction-based marketing method is what I am super passionate about. And it's just me helping you and helping you figure out how to start getting your DMs flooded with questions and leads for your business.
This was so awesome. I mean, I love how when I'm so validated about my gut being right, I just knew, I just knew. And that's goes back to branding, right? I could just tell by her stories and her feed at Carly Hartman. So go check it out. I could just tell number one, that she gets it and she walks the walk, but I just knew that you weren't someone who was not afraid to share like the real deal, the tips and secrets. You weren't like trying to hide it.
Oh my gosh, that makes me so happy. That is my goal. So thank you for saying that.
Yeah. So this was great. You guys take a screenshot of this episode and post it in your stories. Tag me at ProjectME with Tiffany and Carly at Carly Hartman, CarlyHartman.
2 Y's actually.
Oh, sorry. Carly with 2 Y's. Okay.
Yes.
So make sure that you tag us and post in your stories and let us know, that you liked it. But of course, you can DM me. You can DM at Carly Hartman with 2 Y's. If you have any follow-up questions to the episode, that'll be, I know that she will be more than happy to reply to you. And you guys already know I dedicate 2 hours a day to answering all of my DMs personally. No one else does it but me. And that's me being of service to you. And I have a really strong feeling Carly does the same thing. Am I right?
You're right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, because we know we want to be of service, but we also know what happens in the DMs, right? What happens in the DMs is this is you make dinero in the DMs, as I like to say.
Your bills get paid in the DMs.
Absolutely. Well, so great having you on. Thank you.
Gosh. Thank you for the opportunity. So nice to meet everyone. Thank you for listening.
Bye. If you enjoyed this podcast, please write a 5-star review on iTunes. Not only will this make me super happy, but it will allow more listeners to find our special show. Simply help me help others.